But one program that needs to be talked about even more is the Colorado Buffaloes. Now, that was a phrase I did not think I would be saying here a few months ago. But one thing led to another. They hire Deion Coach Prime Sanders from Jackson State, and they're doing some stuff in Colorado right now. They're getting after it in Boulder. Coach Prime has gotten 21 transfers from the transfer portal. That is the second most in the top 50, only behind Arizona State and Coach Kenny Dillingham. They've also had 12 guys transfer out of the program. So depending on how you look at that, Coach Prime said, I'm bringing my luggage. It's Louis. If I'm already in-house at Boulder there, I'm saying, yeah, well, okay, I hear you. Sounds like you got some Louis luggage, and I'm a nice carry-on, but I might need to play my college football elsewhere. Cool, with it. But here's why that 21 number is interesting to me. What they're doing at Colorado is knocking down a house and rebuilding from a vacant lot. I mean, let's be honest, that's what they're doing. So anytime you rebuild a house, where do you start? The foundation. And the foundation previously at Colorado was a 1-11 foundation. It had mold, it had rot, it was not going to hold up to any kind of weather. It was not a good foundation. And so Coach Prime, in that viral team meeting, said some of y'all might need to hit the portal. I'm paraphrasing, but that was the gist of what he said. So now, with some of that foundation getting out of there, he's rebuilding it with his own foundation. And it is so crucial, we've said it before, but it is so crucial for Coach Prime to have some success in year 1 and 2. In some small part because proof of concept creates momentum. Like, hey, show me you can win some games, and then I might feel a little bit more comfortable about coming to Colorado and coming and being a part of what you're doing here in Boulder, which is a program that hasn't been at the top of college football in recent history. They have before, but not in recent history. So that creates some belief and creates a little bit of a feel around, recruits. But also, think about who's leaving the Pac-12 here pretty soon. 2 big dogs, USC and UCLA. They haven't won the conference super recently. I understand that. But let's just say this. Those are 2 teams that I think we can all agree is at least top tier within the Pac-12. When they leave, those are 2 top-tier thrones that I see as vacant. And who's to say Coach Prime doesn't surpass them while they're still in the conference? But I'm just saying there is going to be some wins to be had that USC and UCLA will leave on the table. There will be some positions of power within that conference to be had that will be available. And if you can have success in year 1 and year 2, you can attract more talent to then push the needle forward and push the program forward as the Pac-12 becomes a little bit more wide open. Now, you still got Utah. You'll still have Washington for now. At least you'll have Oregon. But if you can have success in year 1 and 2, it attracts the right talent to move the mission forward in future years. So, with him revamping and getting this much volume in the portal, it's a very good thing. And those of you that are Coach Prime fans, those of you that are Colorado fans, Travis Hunter fans, we got you covered here. Subscribe to the On The YouTube channel. But that is very much so a positive direction for this program. Like I said, subscribe if you haven't. Got you covered all things Coach Prime throughout the entirety of this year. You found your spot. We don't take breaks here. A lot of other programs do, not us here on the Hard Counts. We appreciate you locking in with us 365 days a year. We got college football content. All right, so we appreciate you for that. Also, follow me on Twitter and on Instagram at JD Pickell. Great spot for us to have some interaction, a great medium for hearing more of what you want to see on this show, because it's the people's show. All right, I say it all the time. It is the people's show, and we want to do more of what you want to see. So I'll keep it at that. So they added some notable pieces, did Colorado. 2 that I think are very, very noteworthy and guys that I think will make a big impact. One is Kavosiey Smoke, running back from Kentucky. He finished his career at Kentucky averaging right around 5 yards a carry. He's a super senior, but that 5 yards a carry number, that's good for top 10 in school history at Kentucky. It's coming from the SEC. He's a proven commodity, played a lot of football. That's someone that will help you day one. And with him coming from the SEC and played so much football, you're not guessing at what you see on tape. When you watch Kavosiey Smoke on tape and you see him break tackles, you see him run with a good center of gravity, you're not saying, that's nice, but who was it against? You're saying, wow, that's great. That was against insert team here. Florida, that was against insert next team. Georgia, that was, it was against the big boys. All right, so you're not guessing about what you get with Kavosiey Smoke. He's a guy that I expect to be an impact player right away. I'm sure Kavosiey Smoke and Coach Prime believe the same, but that was a big get. That was a very big get for Kavosiey Smoke to get to Colorado. I think it's a great fit, but that was a big get for Coach Prime. Other individual they added, they actually flipped him from Louisville, but Miles Slusher, he was at Arkansas, was a safety. He's a former four-star coming out of high school. Again, you'll notice another SEC caliber player, had options, could have gone a lot of places. A lot of people wanted Miles Slusher in their program, one of the better defensive backs at Arkansas previously. And Coach Prime says, you know what, you want to come play for me? I'm arguably the best defensive back in NFL history. You want to get to the league? I can help you do it. That's a pitch that we're going to see him making. I would believe acquire a lot of other top-tier guys within the secondary. For those you keeping track at home, you now have Travis Hunter and Miles Slusher in your secondary. Travis Hunter may even play both ways. We'll see. But that's a pretty solid half of your secondary already. And I don't anticipate them to slow down anytime soon. Again, SEC kind of guy. I'm not going to dunk on any of their conference here. That's not what we're about right now, especially not with it being a segment about a Pac-12 school. But I'm just saying, Coach Prime knows. Everybody else within that team knows that Miles Slusher is coming from the top conference in college football, and he's a guy that will contribute in a big way. Again, another guy that will be a day one player for you. So, two big additions, but here's the other thing. Y'all, Coach Prime's not done. He's not. He's not. There will be a second wave of transfer portal activity, and just the way that this whole thing works, it's supply and demand. That's what it is. And a lot of these guys from spring practice will either not be getting the playing time they think they deserve, will not be getting the starting position they think they deserve. Maybe they won't mesh with the new staff, whatever staff it is at the school. And they'll say, you know what, I might want to go somewhere else. Optically, I'm just telling you, Colorado is going to be really attractive to a lot of these players. One, get on the ground floor of something new, something special is what Coach Prime is advertising. I don't think it's an irresponsible advertisement. You're playing for a guy with NFL pedigree, again, NFL Hall of Famer, all right, and maximum exposure. You saw what he did at Jackson State. They got College Game Day to Jackson State. That's unbelievable. That's phenomenal. They got a series out on Amazon Prime right now, I believe, about Coach Prime and about his team. If you want to be seen in the public eye, if you want to have a lot of eyeballs on you and what you're going to do in the future, if you want to help your draft stock, the pitch to Colorado makes a lot of sense. So this whole supply and demand thing, it works out. It works out. So for that reason, I expect Colorado, they're at 21 right now in terms of transfers they've acquired. I think they're going to blow past that number. I feel very confident in saying that. I would venture when it's all said and done, they're flirting with 25, 30, okay, in terms of transfers that they get into their program. So Colorado and Coach Prime just continuing to crush the portal. Nothing new, nothing we didn't expect. But the volume, the foundation is being installed. Two big acquisitions of Miles Slusher and Kavosiey Smoke, guys that came from SEC programs, proven, stable, you know what you're getting. And the supply and demand of Colorado and the transfer portal is going to continue to hum along until that second window closes. But I promise you, we'll keep you locked and loaded for all of it. So make sure you're subscribed. Make sure you're locked in with us, man. A lot to talk about here over the next couple of days. Hey, y'all, thanks so much for watching. Subscribe to the channel here to make sure you don't miss an episode of The Hard Count. Also, be sure to check out other videos on the On3 YouTube channel.